Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Abundantly Rooted Collective. I'm Hannah, I'm a milspouse, and I'm also a life coach. Now, we are in the series right now called the Goal Getter series, and I had posted a YouTube video all on goal setting for the year, and a lot of you reached out to me and were like, I don't even know what to do with myself. There's way too much information. Can you please break it down? So I listened and I'm responding with, okay, here's a series, breaking it down piece by piece. Last week we talked about really investing in our spiritual, emotional, physical, and mental health, and how creating goals for those specific areas of our life is clearly the foundation of how we will set ourselves up for achieving the other goals that we have in our lives that maybe aren't necessarily self-care or investing in ourselves, but they're goals that we want to achieve. They're things that we want to do in this world, things that we want to create. So after we look at those areas, we then look at the daily experience. This is the time where I want you to just sit, close your eyes, close out all other distractions, and just listen to me for a minute. So I'll do it with you. If you feel like you have a picture in your mind of the ideal day, really think through this. Is it you're sitting down in a clean home with a cup of coffee and a journal or a Bible or a devotional or some sort of book, something where you feel like you're starting the morning off in peace? The key here is to not create morning routines and goals for the sake of doing tasks that will deplete you. The goal here is to create a morning routine that is investing in yourself, so you're creating energy and you're not depleting energy. So how we can do that is really, so for example, my morning routine, I want to move my body. I want to invest in my spiritual growth. So podcasts, sermons, Bible reading, devotionals, worship music, prayer. I want to invest in my emotional health, so I'll check in with where my emotions are at. I will also check in with my physical health. How can I give myself a nourishing meal to start the day? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. If you're not eating breakfast, starting eating breakfast. I'm telling you, you got to do it for your metabolism and for your whole energy, right? So another thing I find really helps me is I have a priority list. These are the non-negotiables, the things that have to get done in this day. That if it didn't get done today, then tomorrow it would be like catastrophe, okay? So the things that have to get done today, say you're out of groceries and you need to go grocery shopping, that's a non-negotiable. You have to get food to feed yourself and your family. So create a non-negotiables list, priority list. Then create the list over here that is just the want to do list. The reason why we do this is because it relieves the pressure of having to do it all in one day. If you don't get to the want list, that's okay. Just as long as you get to the non-negotiables, that's all that matters. You were still productive. And that's another thing, is that I think sometimes we put a ton on our plate and we try to go and get it done. And then if we don't get even the wants done, we feel defeated, like we weren't productive. And the goal in creating those non-negotiables is saying like, hey, I was productive and I got those things done. And I even had time to do these things over here. Something that I like to implement into my morning routine is really making sure I have a clean home. And so something that I do is I set a timer on my phone for an hour, and I call it my power hour. Power hour of cleaning home, everything. Throwing a load of laundry in the washer, putting laundry away, doing dishes, cleaning the countertops, cleaning the bathroom, making my bed, cleaning the floors. Whatever it is that needs to get done home-wise, I bust it out. Like, I just do a upkeep hour every day. And it seems to really help me because I really love, and I am more creative and less stressed with a clean home. And so that way it's out of the back of your mind. You don't have to worry about it, and you can get jump started into the things that you want to do to invest in yourself. So if personally, I feel like I need to clean my home before I sit down and do like self-care or self-reflection or any part of my morning routine. So the most important thing, of course, is to take action on the goals that you created in the last video for your spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional health, and see those things as self-care, not tasks of things to do. Another thing I want to challenge you with is implementing 3 acts of self-care in the morning and at night. So this could be a part of you investing in those 4 pillar areas that we talked about, or it could be you really like doing something that you love, having coffee with a friend, calling your mom, catching up with your mom, whatever it is that you feel like is going to give you a boost of like you are being cared for and you are investing in yourself. Do those things. 3 in the morning and 3 at night. The reason why I stress so much on self-care is because when we are taken care of, that is when we can give the most. So a lot of you who have a problem with self-care are givers, and you just want to give, 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 give. The problem with that is that eventually you give it all and then you receive nothing, right? And then you're left resenting people, you're left feeling emotionally damaged, you're left feeling mentally drained and physically drained, and you feel like you just like are having a little breakdown. So the most important thing that you can do in your day-to-day is self-care, is self-reflection. Evaluating the areas of your daily goals that you set in the last video to your morning routine. Night routine could look like doing something for your sleep, like making sure you take a bath before you go to bed, or making sure, for example, I make a blood sugar stabilizing drink at night just because if I don't, I'll wake up in the middle of the night because my blood sugar is ready to go, and it's like waking me up to eat something. So I notice that helps me sleep better. So that's something that I implement into my nightly routine. Okay. So another thing I really want to encourage you to do is to recognize the things that could get in the way. What could potentially happen to throw you off your game, and how are you going to have a plan B? For example, okay, your kiddos are sick, all you can get done is the non-negotiables, and releasing yourself from the stress of, again, doing it all. And if you can see potential roadblocks and you have a plan B, that can set yourself up for success, because it can give you that route, like, oh, pivot here, pivot there. And if you're a military spouse, things change all the time. If you're a mom and a military spouse, things change even more. So really, really give yourself that opportunity to have a plan B if things do come up, if roadblocks do come up. I notice that when I do that, I personally know that I talk a lot with my sister-in-law if I go over to her house or whatever. So I recognize that, okay, if I really need to get stuff done today, then I need to really focus and not go and socialize. I'll delete Instagram off my phone or whatever it takes to really get yourself to that place where you can say, like, okay, I'm deleting distraction, I'm getting the non-negotiables done, and then I'm relieved of the rest, right? Okay. All right. The importance is that we take care of ourselves before we take care of anyone else, because of that whole depleting yourself before you're giving. And see it as, like, some people may say, like, well, my kids are my first priority. If your kids are your first priority, this is something that I want to say, and I know I'm not a mom and I haven't experienced this 24/7, But your kids need to learn from you that you put yourself first, and that when you do that, you're able to give them more. You're able to give your husband more. You're able to give your friends more, that your loved ones more. If you choose to invest in yourself first, you're showing your kids that they're worthy of investing in themselves. And I think that that's an important lesson that you have the power to teach your children by leading by example. Okay, so every single day I want you to ask these two questions. The first one is this: what do I need to let go of today? What do I need to let go of today? And the reason why I say this is because a lot of times our mindset can be the reason why we don't get things done, why we aren't strategic, because we're overwhelmed with thoughts of what happened yesterday, what happened last week, what's happening that is out of our control, what is to happen in the future, even though we don't know the future. All of the what if scenarios. What is it that you need to let go of today in order to invest in yourself and to tackle the things that you need to get done? And the second question is this: what do I want to create today? And I love this question because it could mean like a DIY project. It could mean that you want to create space for relaxation, space for letting go of stress, space for a hobby or something that is going to just fulfill that like crave of what you desire for your daily experience, right? What do you need to let go of in order for you to create what it is that you want? So, I love you guys, and I hope that this video is helpful. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Ask me your questions. I love to chat with you guys, and it really is a passion of mine to talk back and forth and have conversations. This is what I want this community to be about, is conversation, is community. And yeah, if this was helpful to you, share it. And I will be back with more videos on the Goal Getter series. The next one we're going to talk about is our weekly experience. So the daily experience is really important, but so is the week. And how can we set up our weeks so that every single day we can be productive, every single week we can be productive, and that creates a ripple effect to how we're going to achieve those yearly goals. Okay, I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll see ya.